Hello students, hope all of you are fine. So dear children, we have completed the lesson photosynthesis, respiration in plants. Okay, and today we are going to start the another unit, that is cell, the basic unit of life. So in this lesson we are going to discuss various parts of the cell, okay, various types of cell, organization of the cell organelles. Okay, so what is cell? Now, cell is a basic unit of life, as no living organism can have life without being cellular, because cell is a unit of both its structure and function. All the structure, okay, that are formed, the organism which have the structure and the function which are performed by the organisms are because of the cell. All life being is a single cell. Okay, a number of organisms are made up of single cells. They are called unicellular or acellular. For example, amoeba, chlamydomonas, acetabularia, bacteria, yeast. Here a single cell is capable of independent existence, able to perform all the essential functions of life. Anything less than a complete cell then neither lead an independent existence nor perform all the functions of life. A multicellular organism is made up of many cells. A higher animal or plant contain billions of cells. For example, a newly born human infant has 2 into 10 to the power 12 cells. The number of increase, the number can increase to 100 trillion. Okay, or the cell in the body of 50 kg human being, about 25%, that is 25 into 10 to the power 12 of them are found in the blood. A group of blood contains several millions of cells. A large sized organism do not have large sized cell, instead they possess higher number of cell. In multicellular organisms, cells are building blocks of the body or basic unit of body structure. Of course, they become specialized for performing different functions. Human body has some 200 type of cells, for example, erythrocytes, leukocytes, epithelial tissue, okay, then muscle cells, nerve cells, fat cells, cartilage cells, bone cells, connective cells, gland cells, germinal cells, pigment cells, etc. Cells are grouped into tissue, tissues into organs, and organs into organ system. Occurrence of different type of tissues, organs and organ system result in division of labor or performance of different functions of the body by specialized structure. Cells are not only the building block of the organism, they are also the functional unit of life. Life passes from one generation to the next in the form of cell. The activities of an organism are actually the sum total of activities of its cell. Each cell of the body possesses the same genetic information. Through mature cells may become specialized to perform specific functions. A new cell always developed by division of pre-existing cell. Cells are totipotent, that is, a single cell has the ability to form whole organism. Internally, each cell is built up of several organelles. Organelles perform different functions just like the ones carried by different organ systems of the body. All the life activities of organisms are present in the miniature form in each and every cell of its body. Thus, cell is a basic unit of life and structural and functional unit of all the living organism. It is the smallest unit capable of independent existence and performing the essential function of life. Okay. Now, next we are going to discuss about the discovery of cell. So, dear children, in ninth class we had done the discovery of cell. Okay, let's recapitulate that. Work on study of cell has continued for more than last 3.5 centuries. It required microscope or instrument with good resolving power and magnification. Technique like preservation, sectioning, staining, mounting, okay, were needed to distinguish various cellular components. Improvement in tools and technique has continued all this period to enhance our knowledge about the cell. The first microscope was built by Jack Harris Jack Jansen in 1590. Okay, it was first modified by Galileo in 1610 and then by Robert Hooke. Okay, Robert Hooke in 1635 to 1703 was a mathematician and a physicist. He developed a new microscope with which he studied the internal structure of number of plants. His work is famous for study of cork cell. In 1665, Robert Hooke wrote book Micrographia, or some physiological description of minute mm, uh, minute made by magnifying glasses, where observation and inquiries there open. The chapter was which gave birth to the cell biology is observe the uh, 18 of the schematism or the texture of cork and of the cell and the pore of some other such frothy bodies. He took a piece of cork of Spanish oak and prepared a thin slice by means of sharp pen knife. A deep plano concave lens was used for throwing light on the cork piece. The later, that means cork piece, was observed under the microscope. The piece of cork was found to have a honeycomb structure with a number of box-like compartments, each having a pore and separated from other by the diaphragms. The Robert Hooke named the compartment as cellulae, in singular it is cellula, and now known as cells. In Latin, cella means hollow space or compartment. He did not know the significance of these structures and regarded them as a passage for conducting fluid. Actually, the cell of Hooke were cell wall enclosing space left by the dead protoplasm. Okay, that means he observed the dead cell. Robert Hooke found that cell or the boxes were not very deep. A cubic inch contained, we can say, about 10 arab, okay, then 59 crore 71 lakh 2000, okay, around cells a square inch, okay, and it contained about 1,66,400 and in 1 inch, and in 1 inch he found 1080 cells. The term cell is actually a misnomer, as living cell is neither hollow nor always covered by a wall. The cells were also observed prior to Hooke by the Malpighi in 1661, who called them saculae and utricles. Leeuwenhoek in 1673 was the first to observe, describe and sketch a free living cell. He observed bacteria, protozoa, spermatozoa, red blood cells, etc. under his microscope. In the beginning of the 19th century, it became clear that the bodies of organisms are made up of one or more cells. Robert Brown in 1831, okay, discovered the presence of nucleus in the cell of the orchid root. Living semi-fluid substance of the cell was discovered by Dujardin, okay, in 1835 and named sarcode. Skeldon in 1838 found all plant cells to have similar structure: cell wall, a clear jelly-like substance, and nucleus. Scown discovered that animal cell lacked cell wall. Purkinje in 1839 and von Moll in 1838-1846 renamed sarcode to the jelly-like substance of the cell as protoplasm. Now, protos is first and plasma is the form. Cell membrane was discovered by Scown in 1838 but was provided with the name by Naegeli and Kramer in 1855. Soon various organelles were discovered inside the cell. Electron microscope has elaborated our knowledge about the cells. So this was about the discovery of cell. Now we will discuss about the cell theory. Now cell theory, under cell theory we will discuss the formulation of cell theory, fundamental feature of the cell theory, and modern cell theory. Now the cell theory was jointly put forward by the Skeldon and Scown in 1839 in their paper Microscope Investigation of Similarity of the Structure and Growth in Animals and Plants. The cell theory states that the bodies of all the organisms are made of cells and their products, so that cells are units of both structure and function of living organism. Now, formulation of cell theory. Development of cell theory illustrates how scientific methodology operate. It involves observation, hypothesis, formulation of theory, and its modification. Observations were started by the Malthius Skeldon in 1838, a German botanist who examined a large number of plant tissue. He found that all plant tissues were made up of one or other kind of cells. Therefore, he concluded that cell constitute the ultimate unit of all the plant tissues. Theodor Scown in 1838, a German zoologist, studied different types of plant tissues including the development of embryos. He found that animal cells lack cell wall. Instead, they were covered by a membrane. Otherwise, cells of both the plants and animals are similar. Scown defined a cell as membrane and locked nucleus containing structure. He also proposed cell hypothesis. Scown 1838, bodies of animal and plants are made of cells and their product. Skeldon and Scown compared their findings, discussed Scown's hypothesis, and formulated the cell theory in their joint paper in 1839. The theory proposed that cells are the units of both structure and function of organism. Rudolf Virchow in 1855 observed the new cell envelope by division of the pre-existing cell, that is omnis cellula e cellula, that is theory of cell lineage or common ancestry. The finding gave cell theory its final shape. Louis Pasteur in 1862 further proved that life originated from life. Soon Haeckel in 1866 established their nuclear stores and transmits heredity traits. Cell theory was modified accordingly. Now, fundamental features of cell theories are: there are 5 fundamental observations of cell theory. All living organisms are composed of cell and their products. Each cell is made up of small mass of protoplasm containing a nucleus in its inside and plasma membrane with or without a cell wall on its outside. All cells are basically alike in their chemistry and physiology. Activities of an organism are sum total of activities and interaction of its constituent cells. Okay. So these were the fundamental features of the cell theory. Now let's discuss the modern cell theory. It is also known as cell doctrine or cell principle. Modern cell theory states that the bodies of all the living beings are made up of cell and their products. Cell are unit of structure in the body of living organism. Every cell is made up of a mass of protoplasm having nucleus, organelles and covering membrane. Okay, so according to the modern cell theory, the all points of the Skeldon's counts and other scientists were included. Cell are unit of function in living organisms. Okay, that is the activities of the organism are sum total of the activities of all its cells. Okay, while a cell can survive independently, its organelle cannot do. Okay, the cell belonging to diverse organisms and different region of the same organisms have fundamental similarity in their structure, chemical composition and metabolism. Life exists only in cells because all the activities of life are performed by the cell. Depending upon specific requirement, the cell get modified, elongated in muscle and nerve cell, loss of nucleus in RBCs or cytoplasm in outer skin cell. Now, growth of an organism involves growth and multiplication of its cell. Genetic information is stored and expressed inside the cell. Life passes from one generation to next in the form of a living cell. New cell arise from pre-existing cell through the division. Okay, all new cells contain the same amount and degree of genetic information as contained in the parent cell. All the present day cells organisms have common ancestry because they are derived from the first cell they that they evolve on the planet. Therefore, continuous line of cell generation. Basically, the cell are totipotent that a single cell can give rise to the whole organism unless and until they have become extremely specialized. No organism or organ or tissues can have activity that is absent in its cell. So these were some features of the modern cell theory. Now objections: viruses are acellular and do not have cellular machinery. Even then they are considered to be organism. In some organisms the body is not differentiated into the cells, though it may have numerous nuclei, for example conocytes, that is rhizopus. Protozoans and many thallophytes have uninucleate differentiated body, that is acetobularia, which cannot be divided into cell. They are acellular. Okay, bacteria and cyanobacteria do not have nucleus and membrane bound organelles. RBCs and sieve tube cells continue to live without nucleus. Now protoplasm is replaced by non-living material in the surface cell of the skin and cork. Skeldon and Schouten did not know the mechanism of cell formation. Schouten believed cell to develop spontaneously like crystal. Skeldon thought new cells to develop from the cytoblast or the nucleus. Now significance of the cell theory: there is a structural similarity in the cell belonging to the diverse group of organism. All the cell perform similar metabolic activities. Life exists only in the form of cell. Life passes from one generation to the next as cell. Okay, all living beings are descendant of primitive cell that develop on the earth as the first eukaryotes and prior to that as the first prokaryotes. So this is about the cell theory.